The Indian caste system. The caste system is used in the Hindu religion to determine where one is ranked in society. It is a system of social divisions in India. Most historians believe that the caste system was created by the Dravidians and Aryans around 1500 to 1000 BC.
The word caste comes from the Portuguese word casta, meaning lineage or race. The caste system in India determines who one marries, what work one does, and what one eats or touches. The caste system is divided into 4 varna or groups: the Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and the Sudra.
The Brahmins are the highest varna consisting of priests. The Kshatriya is the warrior class. The Vaishya are workers, but they still enjoy comforts. The last in the varnas are the Sudra, who are the peasants that serve the higher classes.
The people who don't fall into groups are called the untouchables. They are not part of the caste system and have jobs that deal with pollution, such as sewage and dead animals. People from the higher varnas stay away from the untouchables because they are said to be unclean from birth.
Each varna has subcategories that are called jati. One marries and associates with the people within their jati. They do not have rights or freedoms, and these untouchables here are protesting this absence of rights. However, members of the other varnas also protest on behalf of their untouchable counterparts.
2 of these people are Mohandas Gandhi and D.D. Khanna, owner of the Northwestern Railway Union. He thought the payment was unfair and said, "I shall ask that my wages, which will be about $400 a month, be reduced and better wages paid to the men who do the hardest work." D.D. Khanna selflessly requested lower wages so that the men doing the hardest work, even though they were untouchables, could receive equal pay.
Gandhi was an Indian man mostly known for his support of the Indian nationalism because he helped free Indians of British rule and imperialism. However, he also greatly supported rights for the untouchables. He used a method known as satyagraha, which means passive resistance.
Gandhi thought that the untouchables deserved the same rights as everyone else because they were children of God like all other Indian people. Gandhi even tried to get rid of the name of untouchables and encouraged people to call them Harijans, which means children of God. Gandhi wanted to unite the untouchables with the rest of India.
He even went so far as to say, "I would far rather that Hinduism died than that untouchability lived." On September 20th, 1932, Gandhi began a fast to unite the Harijans with the rest of India. He called it a fast unto the death.
In order to keep Gandhi alive and stop his fast, Indians and untouchables had to come to an agreement. The untouchables ended up winning the right to use a temple road in southern India, which helped them achieve more equality than they normally would have had before Gandhi. The Congress of Hindus even said, "Henceforth no one shall be regarded as an untouchable."
Gandhi is one of the main reasons that untouchables have more freedom today than they did when the Indian caste system was first created. The untouchables' plight has mostly been a social problem with discrimination coming from the other 4 caste or varnas. However, this discrimination has gotten to be so inhumane that the law in India has had to take notice and take action.
Indian lawmakers have gone so far as to reserve 10 seats in the legislature for the untouchables, and to make conventions that oppress untouchables illegal. They have also opened all government posts and offered full scholarships to universities to encourage equality for the lowest caste of their society. All of this was achieved in 1949, but change has been slow, as 50 years later, very few have benefited from the scholarships, and living conditions are still very poor.
In the past 10 years, though, people like Kalpana Saroj have made a difference in their own lives as well as for their fellow untouchables or Dalits. Now she has a massive business empire and is very rich, but her path to get there was not smooth.
She describes her memories as a child.
All my dreams were shattered. It was hell.
Even now, with her being as successful as she still is wary,
I'm aware that people may still look down on me because I'm a Dalit.
explains Saroj.
Through freedom of law and financial success, the untouchables are starting to pull even with their upper caste family in terms of happiness, which is showcased in their new involvement in the media.
In Indian society, Bollywood represents the entire film industry and is one of India's most campaigning and growing powers because its popular films provide elements of Indian culture, especially rules of governing castes. Discussing castes in the media has tried to be officially banned, and the word untouchable is blocked out by censors as it is racial equivalent of the N-word for African Americans.
Though caste issues have always been integrated into films, the movie industry has made major attempts to deal with the subject of the caste system. After their first attempt in 1936, most films that have dealt with the caste system compose the topic of star-crossed lovers and unravel by the buzz and intolerance of their families and neighbors.
In the 1990s, riots would be caused because of a Bollywood film that obviously set upper and lower castes against each other, revealing the truth of the system's unfairness. In contrast, today these films have been applauded and supported from all of Indian society, besides the politicians who tried to ban it. In 2007, Bollywood's Eklavya, The Royal Guard, was the first movie ever that an actor played an untouchable as the lead character.
A film called Arakshan, which is about the caste system, was released in 2011 and caused debate because lower castes argued that it contained prejudices against them.
While speaking about the film, P.L. Punia, the chairman of the National Commissions for Scheduled Castes and Tribes, tells the media,
It is loaded with anti-Dalit and anti-reservation dialogues. Lower castes, especially untouchables, are now portrayed as suffering servants and forbidden lovers if they are even mentioned in the media. Even though the untouchables were considered less than people at the beginning of their oppression, they have now risen up to be equals of their upper caste family in the view of the media, the law, and their own happiness. Thank you for listening to our presentation. We are Group 8. Have a good day.